term emotional intelligence has become extremely trendy lately. But what is it exactly? Does it have to do with your emotions or how you manage them? Not exactly. It's a little bit confusing that the term is referred to as emotional intelligence. But really, it's a much bigger and more complex concept that people might need to study further into. Lately, it's become a lot more complex to manage our relationships at work and outside of work. And really, this kind of concept builds that ability and the capability to better manage your relationships in general, personally and professionally. So, I've already alluded to the fact that emotional intelligence has to do with managing your relationships, but that's the pinnacle of emotional intelligence. It has to start somewhere. The foundation of emotional intelligence starts with knowing yourself, becoming self aware of who you are, self awareness. That means knowing your personality style, knowing your identity, knowing your capabilities and strengths, and identifying who you are as a person and differentiating yourself from others around you. Self awareness also has to do with managing your own emotions, and that's the next step. We are all human, we all have certain emotions in different circumstances. We need to always be able to manage those emotions when they're portrayed. Let's say you're in a very difficult situation. You might get angry, sad, nervous, but we really always have to be able to package those emotions in a way that they're not presented negatively to other people around us. If we're nervous, we should still maintain our confidence. If we're angry, we shouldn't lash out on other people around us. Being sad is perfectly natural, but there's a time and place for that. The next step beyond that is knowing how to manage people. And by managing people, we don't mean supervising them or dictating where they should be going. We should direct people on what to do or try to dictate our thoughts and ideas on them. Rather, what that means is if somebody's portraying certain behaviors or emotion towards us, we need to be able to manage that effectively. There are a lot of difficult situations that take place in the world, and we need to be able to manage those difficult situations as seamlessly as possible. These are all lessons that we can certainly apply in our personal life when we're managing our day-to-day relationships. Emotional intelligence, also known as emotional intelligence quotient or EQ, is a starting point to developing leadership skills. And this allows you to become an inspirational leader in the work setting and in your personal life. It all starts with being aware of who you are in terms of your identity, making sure that works for you, but also how your emotions are exhibited in different scenarios. Have you ever seen your expressions or behaviors in difficult scenarios? Knowing this information allows you to exercise self-control. The more important challenge is always being empathetic to others. Put yourself in people's shoes to allow a relationship to flourish. If we want to visualize a grid of this concept that I've been presenting, we would see 4 quadrants split vertically between self and others, and horizontally between knowing and managing. Social skills is not about knowing how to go out and make friends, but rather knowing how to resolve conflicts, knowing how to manage other people's emotions, and knowing how to bond with them better. If there are situations on the emotionally charged end of the spectrum, you need to be able to manage them. On the milder end, emotional intelligence allows you to build stronger relationships with everyone in your life, from your mother or sibling or spouse or kid, to your colleagues at work, your peers in the industry, your boss at work, down to your butcher and the cashier at the grocery store or the teller at the bank. As you grow your ability to practice self-discipline to manage yourself better, you're able to grow your management skills from being self-aware to self-disciplined. The better discipline, the more favorable impact your behaviors will have on your life, on your outcomes, and on others around you. Knowing this blueprint, you will have a better vision of the journey that you need to take to achieve success even beyond successful leadership skills. Starting with interpersonal skills, all the way up to being an inspirational individual, you don't need to admire somebody up on a stage somewhere or on TV who appears to have it all right in this regard. You can be that sort of individual that you admire if you simply make a conscious effort to become that person. Simply dissect this knowledge and put it into practice. Keep in mind that this is a skill that needs practice. In addition, you need to make the effort to always maintain it. If you let your guard down, your emotional intelligence may regress backwards. So make sure that you're making the conscious effort to always practice it in your daily life. So it's a great benefit to be able to learn how to manage ourselves, manage others as effectively as possible to live in a much better society.